Can you remember day one coming back? I think it was the 19th of December.
Definitely. I remember vividly on walking in, seeing everyone again that some I've played with, some I've worked under, some the staff, the canteen, everyone in and around the place I knew. So it was great. Then meeting the players, first meeting, training session, of course. That will stay with me for a long time.
Is it different walking into a place as the manager, not as a former player, though?
Of course.
Even the way people hold you?
I've been in these facilities once since I left, and that says everything about where I felt the club had gone. Because, yeah, many players, we want to come back. We want to be here. We're part of this family, and that was me. I was working, yeah, but I had some time off as well, and I did one soccer school session here, and that was the one time I was here, and then it's great to be back. I missed it.
In terms of 3 words that might describe the way you go about management, what are the 3 words that you kind of hold dear that describe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the Manchester United boss?
Ooh, 3 words, that's hard. That is difficult to describe yourself. I like to think I'm a club man. That's 2 words, so that makes it easier for me.
Loyal, maybe?
No, yeah, loyal. I'm a club man. I work for the club and to build the club and make it better in what I think is never going to be about myself. What's another word? I like to delegate because I know lots of people around. I don't micromanage. I don't have to have the final decision on everything. So I delegate a lot to the experts in their field. What do you call that in one word then? That's
delegator, I suppose.
Delegator. And I like to think I'm open and honest with the players, that I'm approachable, that they can get straight feedback, honest feedback, but also come and ask me different questions about not just football and life. So they know that I have to manage for the club. I don't manage for them. I manage them, but I have to manage for Man United, the club. So, did we get to 3 words?
More. Describe what you're about, but I know within that there are also gears. I know that as a player there were gears in terms of that there are different sides to you. There's a determination, there's a steel there, that if you need to tell people what they need to know.
I don't have to tell or show you or show anyone that. I would like to think any player that's played for me would it would be easier for them to describe me, because yeah, well, I've had a couple of words with a few in front of a few, so that's for behind the scenes, and I wouldn't ever tell anyone about that.
And in terms of inspirations, I mean, of course we know the main inspiration, but I was looking through your career, the 2 clubs, of course, in Norway, and your national managers. Yeah. I know it's a cliche that you take bits and pieces from everybody, but were there anybody other than Sir Alex Ferguson where you think what he did, there was something right
definitely.
there?
I've always been a student of the game. Always been interested in learning and looking. So even when I was a player, I always looked at what could Giggsy do that I can't. Bex, can I take a little bit from him, a little bit from him, a little bit from Scholes? Same as all the coaches I've had. Fantastic coaches. Carlos, Queiroz, Steve McLaren, Jimmy Ryan, Åge Hareide.
He was international and club, wasn't he?
Yeah, both. Fantastic coach and manager. Egil Olsen for the national team, Nils Johan Sem national team. The way they've both coached me but also managed me, I've learned from all of them. But of course, the main influence is the boss as a manager, because I worked under him for so many years, and he's the best, and I would be daft not to learn of him. But then I've got to be myself, because we're different. All of these are different personalities to me, and I've just got to try to be the best at being the best me.
But it's funny with Sir Alex, I mean, the egos of the journalists. I think we'd all admit that was a special time. We were lucky to be within his presence. Was that the same when you're in that dressing room? I mean, obviously you're seeing something very different.
Yeah, even now, we had a reunion game when the gaffer spoke to us before the game, and the stories he told, and the way he makes you want to do everything for him and realize what kind of man you've got in front of you, and how he cares about you is special.
A moment when you decided when you wanted to be a manager or a coach, when did that... It didn't come with the injury, did it? It must have been before that.
I've always been interested in putting teams together, signing players. I was never one of them to play the real game action. So then I played football and I thought I want to just get away from the headlines. Then when I got my injury, that's when I decided I need to stay in this game because I love football so much. I might not be able to play again. So then I started to do my coaching.
And when you were in that dressing room with the people we talk about, like Gig Skulls, Neville, people who've tried management, could you see them being managers? Because almost 1 to 11, potentially they could have done that.
I think Roy Keane, definitely. For me, the best. I'd love to, best of my teammates, that I would have said he's the best captain, best leader of a team. So I'd have him as my manager. That's Roy. I speak to him now and then. Scholes, he tried it for a little while. Yeah, you knew Giggsy. Me and Giggsy and Gary went to the pro license to get together. You knew they were going to have a go. Didn't know that Gary's was going to last that short, but there you go. But Giggsy, definitely.
And in terms of the players that you've got in your squad, can you already see people that might make it? I mean, I don't want to put any pressure on them now, but you know, in terms of maybe coaching and leading the way they take stuff on board.
Yeah, there's different personalities, and some of them will be coaches, some of them will be managers. Difficult to predict, but you got Nemanja, Matic, I can see him. Juan will be a coach or a club. He'll be there. Harry, probably. Bruno. Already, you can see that he'd stay in football. Let's wait and see.
Do you prefer management to playing, or are they two different things?
I'd play every day of the week.
Because some people don't. Some people say it's gone.
No, now I miss playing so much because my knee's bad, and it's just the camaraderie, the banter with the lads, sitting in the dressing room, that competition that you feel part of a team. Now you're in charge is a different way of that adrenaline, but they're the two best ones.
And in terms of your style, you know, I know this season you've maybe picked your first 11 twice in those first 2 games this season. Are we going to see what that style's all about perhaps next season when you've got the personnel and people are fit?
Well, you need time to gel a group together. You need time to pick your team. Of course, when I came in here, the players have had Sir Alex, David Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho. They've had loads of different managers. That goes the same for me. We've got players that have been signed by different managers, so you need time. Rome wasn't built in a day, but we'd like to speed it up.
And final point, what do you do to switch off? I imagine it's not computer games anymore.
No more computer games. I got family, of course, and you love the time with the kids and my wife. What did we do without Netflix and HBO and all them series?
And Sky, of course.
Sky.
Yeah.
That's football. Then again, you've got to watch football, so you can't really switch off from football and management. But if you get 45 minutes or an hour maximum to watch a TV series and episodes of different episodes, that's maximum that you can switch off.